YouTube, it's your boy Dons back with another video, and as promised, we got the tier list of every song to come out during this Drake versus Kendrick diss battle. Please show like, comment, subscribe, share the video, roll 300 subscribers. Let's get right into it. Disclaimer before the video start: I'm only ranking these songs on how they sound as a diss track. This isn't them as songs, because pretty much every song that came out of this, except for the Heart Part 6, to me, you could say is a bop. You could play any song. Just champagne moments I don't really care for either, but just about everything else you could play. Even Kanye's Like That remix, strictly from a production standpoint though. But we talking about as a diss, we ranking every song to come out during this. Please show like, comment, subscribe, share the video, roll 300 subscribers. Let's get right into it. And like I said, as promised, I'm gonna give my thoughts on this whole beef, because it appears that at this point the beef is over. Good or bad, you could say, but to me, the beef, my hot take is the beef was it started out like, oh, we about to get some peak lyricism from both sides, because people try to downplay Drake like he's not a lyricist, but this battle proved Drake be having some lyrics too, but people tend to ignore that part. But like, if you see the last video, I say Kendrick won every round. But the reason I want to put these songs in a tier list is because I say I want to put this in a tier list because I want y'all to see how close every round was. Like, Drake got swept. Let's put it in basketball terms real quick. Drake got swept, but every game you could say Drake could have pulled one out. But Kendrick won at the buzzer or whatever. If you want to, in boxing terms, Kendrick won every round of the fight. But Drake held his own every round, but he just couldn't get it done. But anyway, look, my thoughts on the beef. I kind of felt like it was a little underwhelming, because like I said, at first it was, to me, like when Like That came out, I thought this was gonna be a battle of, not lyrics, because Drake is a lyricist. Drake has lyrics, but I thought it was gonna be a friendly, I'm better than you competition. It turned out but Drake can't beef with nobody without it turning personal. So I guess you could say I shouldn't be surprised. But how dark the beef got, it went from lines like, when I see you next to Sexy Red, what do you see? Then we started getting Drake's accusing Kendrick of putting his hands on this girl. You got Drake being accused of being a PDF, the EDP 445, and it just kind of got like from Like That, or from First Person Shooter. I didn't expect a song like First Person Shooter to cause Kendrick to go off the rails like this. Then when Like That came out, I was like, oh, we got some friendly, we about to get some good rap beef. This was supposed to be our generation's, like, the old heads had Tupac versus Biggie. Then the younger people of that time, that they had Jay-Z and Nas. I thought this was going to be our generation. That, don't get me wrong, it was an entertaining beef, but at the end, it turned into FBI. Like, oh, who's lying? Who's telling the truth? Does Kendrick do this? Is Kendrick living a bachelor life in New York? Did him and his girl split up? It turned into that. And I feel like a lot of it's the Pusha T effect. When Pusha T had that information on Drake, people expect information to come out about Drake now in every beef. I'm like, how scummy of a person, like, that was people's whole beef when Euphoria came out. Like, oh, he didn't say nothing new. Everything he said has been touched on before. I'm like, y'all really expect Drake to be that bad of a person, that he has that many skeletons in his closet? That's crazy to me. But before I did this video, I personally added the F tier, because I'm like, there's a song in, like, we're not gonna pretend like there's not a song in this that doesn't belong in the F tier, and we'll talk about that one when we get to it. But let's get started with the list. I'm gonna go in order of when everything was released. I believe that's how I'm gonna do it. Well, now I'm gonna just go in. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it in order of when everything dropped. First, this First Person Shooter. this, like I said, disclaimer, this is as a diss track. This isn't as a song in general, because as a song, I'll probably put that in A tier. But as a diss track, I'll give it C tier. But to me, it wasn't a diss track. I feel like Kendrick kind of misinterpreted the song, but at the same time, I felt like his competitive, like, if you listen at Mr. Morale, which Drake misquoted a song from, I feel like if you listen at when he was saying in Father Time about how he's an ultra competitive person, so that's why I felt like he felt some type of, my bad y'all, but Kendrick always would say about how he's an ultra competitive person, so I felt like he felt insulted when the J. Cole mentioned the big, like, people saying Metro Boomin is the biggest instigator in this whole beef, because in We Don't Trust You, the original album, he had Like That on it, where J. Cole and Drake got dissed. And on We Still Don't Trust You, he featured J. Cole on that one song. And people say, hey, he's the biggest instigator in all of this. Crazy, right? He's basically saying about how big of an instigator that Metro is. But people don't talk about J. Cole was the one who even mentioned K-Dot in the first place. We the big three, like we started a league. Who's the greatest? Is it K-Dot, Aubrey, or me? He was the one who even mentioned Kendrick. Drake didn't acknowledge Kendrick at all on this song. So, to me, J. Cole's the biggest instigator in all of this. Let's talk about it. But next we got Like That. To me, I'll put Like That in the B tier, because Like That, he came direct like, hey, F Sneak this a first person shooter, which we know who made first person shooter. Hope they came with 3 switches. And then he said, F the big 3, it's just being me. We know J. Cole was the one who mentioned the big 3, and then in first person shooter. Drake was like, I'm one way from Michael, beat it. Kendrick's rebuttal was, Prince I live Mike Jack. So yeah, let's talk about it. It's a B tier song. Next we got 7 Minute Drill. He deleted the song. To me, I mean, for a lot of people, it ruined the whole album. For a lot of people, when he did that, with him doing that. But like, you know, but to me, like I said, that was his mistake by putting that on the album. Cause Mike Delete Later was a fire project, basically. That's how I see it. It was a fire project. But he couldn't stand on business. I would be petty and say F tier based off the fact that he couldn't stand on business, but I'll go D tier because there's only one song in this to me that deserves to be a F tier song. And it ain't that one. But like, he did do a lot of rap capping in that song. But next we got, I guess we'll do Champagne Moments. Champagne Moments to me is another non-rememberable song to come out of this whole beef. Because like, I mean, Rick Ross has some cool points, but this beef shows, like, when you listen to Kendrick, it shows delivery is important. It's like Rick Ross was more so at the end, especially doing a lot more talking than rapping. Basically shows how delivery is very important. Delivery is key when it comes to music. And like Rick, not too many people really care about Rick Ross. Let's keep it a buck. Next we got Push-Ups. I'll put Push-Ups in the... It's between A and B to me. I'll go B tier. I'll go B tier with Like That. I'll put... Because to me, those are the same tier of songs. Like, he didn't really say nothing too crazy other than the fact that how you big stepping with a size 7 mid song. Basically, how you big stepping wearing a size 7. The 50-50 splits, how top say drop and give him 50. You know, that type of stuff. Like, it ain't really no memorable song like that. Let's call it like it is. But I mean, it was cool for what it is, but it ain't really memorable. As a diss perspective, but as a song, I'll listen to it. And then like a lot of what he was saying about those other people that was coming from him, I could get behind. Like him not even acknowledging Metro. Metro, shut up and make some drums. You know, telling Future, I can't be your number one fan because I gave you your first number one song. Like, you know, different stuff he was saying about the different people. I'll give it a B tier. But what he had to say for Kendrick wasn't really much. Next, we got Tailor Made Freestyle. I would say I'll put it in the D tier as well. Tailor Made, it has its moments. Like, I feel like it does what it's supposed to do, but it's not really a diss track. It's him. Tailor Made Freestyle is him baiting Kendrick. Hey, you supposed to be the West Coast savior. Tupac and Snoop are two people that you look up to. Snoop passed you the torch. You call yourself Tupac reincarnated. You know what Tupac would do when he in a battle with somebody. He don't care. He wouldn't care that Taylor Swift dropped today. If he in a battle, don't act like you're not on a feud. Basically, he's baiting them into responding. Some people could say it worked, but I'm kind of on the side of like he was going to respond regardless. I could be wrong, but I feel like he was going to respond regardless. But like I said, that could be just a bad take because I'm naive. But I mean, some people say it did what it was supposed to do. Probably made him respond sooner. But the truth of the matter is, we just will never know. I guess we'll never know, right? But I'll put it in the D tier because it's not really a diss. It's more so him baiting Kendrick like, where you at? Basically. It was on Tailor Made Freestyle. Like I said, we don't really know if the bait actually worked. We don't know if the bait actually worked for Kendrick, but it's safe to assume he was going to respond regardless. So that's why I say it's a D tier song. But I mean, it does what it's supposed to do, I guess. So that's Euphoria. That's going to go in the A tier. Like a lot of people will say he didn't attack nothing too crazy about Drake. But I feel like it's a 6 minute diss and he didn't say nothing too crazy. But I'm like, it lets you know that like, look, I got smoke with you, Drake. Like, he telling him like him going down the things about Drake that he hates. I hate the way you I hate the way you sneak this. You know, to me, I gotta put it in A tier because to me, listening back to everything over again, Kendrick predicted how the whole beef would turn out in Euphoria. Like, he's gonna misquote things he heard from Mr. Morale, and which Drake did that. He pretty much predicted how the beef was gonna turn out in Euphoria. He has some good lines in there, like attacking Drake and his character as a man. Like he's attacking him. You gotta respect that. Next we got 616. I'll put that one in the C tier as well, I guess. Like, I could put it in the D tier too, but he basically letting people know, Drake know, people in your circle want to see you fall. Basically, I feel like it's more of a warning shot to Drake than anything. Like, hey, keep, like, Euphoria, he was warning them, like, keep the family out of it. But 616 in LA, he doubled down, like, hey, this is supposed to be, keep the family out of this. You harassing good people, basically. And later this evening, Family Matters came out. The first S tier song to come out of this. Family Matters is a S tier song to me. Like, at this point, for those 20 minutes before Meet the Grams, those 20 minutes before Meet the Grams, this was the best song to come out of this whole beef. The only problem was he was trying to diss so many. I felt like Drake's biggest mistake was not taking Kendrick serious. Like push-ups, you could tell he wasn't taking Kendrick serious. Family Matters, Taylor May, you could tell because that's why he was trolling him. Family Matters, you could still tell he wasn't taking them serious because like he was addressing so many other people. My whole point was address these people later. The people here for the main event, and you still throwing shots at The Weeknd, Rick Ross. They can get it later. Focus on Kendrick right now. What he did with the visuals, the Good Kid, Mad City band. The Good Kid, Mad City band. You know, him going to the spot where he got robbed years ago. All that, like, made it, the visuals was S tier. His disses were S tier. It just happened that Meet and Grams came out 20 minutes later. 22 minutes later to be exact. And it goes in S tier as well. People say if the daughter thing is capped, it debunks the whole song. But to me, Dear Adonis, starting the song off, Dear Adonis, is crazy. And then it kind of proves he does have a mole in his circle because Family Matters. Then Meet the Grams drop. Like, there's no way he didn't know. I forgot, I'm bugging. Like that remix with Kanye. Why is this here? No offense, but why is this here? Kanye dropped and both sides are like, bro, shut up. Like, both Kendrick fans, like people that was waiting on Kendrick to drop, wasn't hearing it. And Drake stans definitely wasn't hearing it. So much so that when Family Matters dropped, Kanye didn't even get dissed. That's funny how he was like, he can't think of a Drake line. Kanye is one of my favorite artists. One of the biggest inspirations to why I got into producing in the first place. But 2024 Kanye, we can't think of a current day Kanye line. If you think of a Kanye line, it's going to be more than likely it's going to be Life of Pablo or before. But yeah. I got you. That got to be the funniest line of all of this too. The next we got Buried Alive interlude. I guess we can put that down in the C tier as well. Nothing really to say on that one. But next we got They Not Like Us. Another S tier song. It's like Meet the Grams was the murder. They Not Like Us was him dancing on the grave. If you want to call it anything. Next, The Heart Part 6 is another F tier song to me. I'll probably put that at the top of the F tier. Cause like, bro, you could tell at this point he gave up. Like, on the beef he gave up. And he basically took Twitter talking points like, hey, what if Drake stance was like, what if Drake and OVO bait Kendrick this information? And it was seeing that Drake even liked the post on Instagram saying that, you know, they probably baited the information. And he liked that post. So, like, if what he was saying was true, I felt like he would have, at the second Meet the Grams drop, he would have been joking like on Twitter, on Instagram trolling like, dummy, we baited you that information. Because, you know, Drake is the type of person to bring receipts for everything. So this is the one time where it's needed that you don't bring receipts. Crazy to me. But I feel like people say, oh, but Kendrick still got to, like, there's people saying Drake won because at least Drake had it in him to acknowledge his allegations. Kendrick didn't acknowledge anything. But I feel like you saying I'm too famous to be the things you're accusing me of is a crazy way of trying to defend yourself, because look at Diddy. Before this beef dropped, Diddy was the big thing people was talking about. And Diddy is not only famous, but within the industry, Diddy has a lot of power. And lastly, we got, I guess this is BBL Drizzy. I'll put it in the C tier. But yeah, that's my official tier list. Please show like, comment, subscribe, share. Road 300 subscribers, and I'm out. Peace.